Okay. Dogs are barking themselves silly. Feels like I'm Dracula. I have arrived back to streaming. Why is the music still this loud? Oh, right. Background. There we go. Okay, so what I actually the last 3 days wanted to do. I mean, not like anyone is here to actually to actually know anyways. What I actually wanted to do also, what I actually really wanted to do is actually getting my microphone to work correctly. Okay. Must be good enough. So, what I actually really wanted to do the last 3 days was obviously making my stream better, and also a lot of it was working on real life stuff. But with the stream, the biggest thing would have been I'm actually gonna go away from Titan Quest a little bit. Also, Monday, Tuesday would be like my best streaming days, so I missed those. Well, by numbers. What do I give about numbers, right? But basically moving away a little bit from Titan Quest, maybe playing it the next few days only like half the time, and then going to other games. I don't know, dogs. But yeah, like basically trying to move away from Titan Quest slowly, but surely. Instead, I now gave myself some days off. What was it? 4 days, right? My god. Time is actually really flying by. And yeah, like there was some stuff that I set up that we're gonna implement the next few weeks into the stream. But it is not yet ready so far that I'm comfortable showing it off. The same goes for what I actually planned with the stream directly by itself. That I, the other games that I wanted to play that I obviously bought in the Steam sale. With the generous support of Lumpy. But like I said, it is in the workings, in the makings. Instead, what we are gonna do tonight then is gonna be something very interesting now. Like there's basically it's just the last few things that have to be finished up, right? I said this already like the last 3 weeks, but now I actually have the last few things that I'm gonna show you off here for finishing the build. Like I'm not actually gonna farm it out anymore. I'm just gonna actually look at it from the Steam perspective so that we get a full picture of what finishing the build would actually look like, right? And yeah. This is like the first thing here, where we played Atlantis. I looked around a little bit. I like this path the best around here. Basically what we are looking for here is the Nautilus armor, which has innately 20% physical resistance. It is a monster infrequent from those Krablins, the most whimsical of enemies. In Titan Quest, at least by what it looks like. So it is kind of weird that they would actually give one of the best monster infrequent armor in the game. But whatever. Obviously there's some Tinkerer stuff as well. I'm probably gonna show it off to you. Yay, deep say darts, like I already have a better one in this, which is in the vault, so I'm not gonna particularly show this off to you, but there's some map issues that they have all over Atlantis, so don't worry. That's not if my character stops moving. That is not because I stop clicking. That is literally just, oh wait, the game is the map design is not really working out too well. Ooh, a dark one with harrowing. Anyways, basically, like what we want out of this is mostly the Tinkerers, which, as I see it, there is not too much that it can get from the Tinkerers. Obviously, they are by themselves good items, no matter what. Because of the double relics that you can put on. By the way, you kind of do want to go back a little bit sometimes, because there's multiple monsters that can come out of the ground, out of the same spot. But yeah, that would basically be one run. Hey Bottle, welcome back. And so what I want from Atlantis items would be that there's some interesting modifiers with the Tinkerers that I could find, which on the monster and frequency you can't, which would then, squarely put them above legendary items. You just started. Well, welcome back in the sense that I have not been streaming in the last 4 days, right? I'm not quite sure. Have I streamed on Saturday? I don't think so. I think I skipped a complete weekend. But like I said, real life stuff and also preparing for the stream a little bit more than I wanted to. But yeah, like basically I do want to move on from Titan Quest, but it's as always not so easy. It depends. No, basically I want to actually move away from it, yes, but I actually do want to at least for now there's still stuff that I at least for today there is still stuff that I want to show off from finishing the build, or in terms of finishing the build, that I can't just skip over from, because this is basically also one of the like now we have already done everything in the build. I might as well show it off completely. So this is more optional, the Nautilus armor that I would farm for that. Yes, normally you get crustaceans, and obviously you get the green items from that as well, just like the Dwergers and such stuff. But yeah, what I would be looking for then would be the Nautilus armor with the Mammoths, and then whatever modifier on top of it. And obviously, while I'm on it, I can actually then look a little bit for... for the Tinkerer's items, see if there's anything. By the way, so like what I'm doing here, obviously, other than running through just normally, what I'm doing here is basically trying to kill out all of the Aquamancers that I can find, because the normal monsters are not an issue. The normal ones I don't care too much about. It is really just the Aquamancers, because for me, obviously, my buffs are really important. More reckless power. There's also something that's slowing me down. But yeah, like basically, there's not too many builds that feel too confident actually just walking through this like this. And I can only do it because of my auras. But like I said, the Aquamancers actually can take off your auras. They are basically a little bit like... they're a little bit like the Warlords. No, what is it? Well, whatever liches there are from the skeletons that can, like on Olympus and whatnot, that can actually take it off. But yeah, basically, I like to actually just go this way as well, just because, hey, there could be a Tinkerer's item that is really good. But obviously, Tinkerer is by itself then already blocking one of the, the suffix part of like, I found one jewel of the Tinkerer, which is really good to find. But then there's nothing else on the jewel, it's just a blank item, right? And that always leaves me a little bit disappointed. At least with a monster infrequent, there's an innate modifier to it. But yeah, basically the last real big stat for my character is then physical damage resistance that I don't have, and I can easily get up to like 30%. Probably the highest that I've seen so far is 23% with a Nautilus armor, so I would get, well, I mean the 12% is a lie, right? Because it is this. But yeah, basically kind of what I'm not blocking. And it is a little bit weird. I think the way it occurs is that there is first the armor that takes off the damage, and then there's the physical resistance afterwards. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it is the other way around. I highly doubt it, but you know, I would have to specifically test this or ask for it. I'm not quite sure which way the damage occurrence is around. But, you know, whenever there is anything that you wonder about in Titan Quest, you always have to make sure it is the more boring part. You're not gonna get your physical resistance up to the point where you can then just block all of the damage. Like I said, with the armor, there's also only 70% or so, or 66%, whatever, that gets taken off from the armor. There are you. Well, good job. Oh yeah, also from the crustaceans, at least there's some spiny shells for, you know. I'm not quite sure if I have one of them. Nope, I don't have it here. Okay, well, whatever. But yeah, Talisman of the Tinkerer has just nothing on, right? How do I know if the build is finished or not? Basically, when I have my full resistances together, minus the physical resistance, and when I still keep my 10,000 life, right? Those are the two things that I would say finish the build for this. Yes, there we go. So you can farm the legendary spiny shell from them. Not that it is particularly needed, but you know, nice to have nonetheless, right? It is not the worst drop rate, so I would say I have done like 50 runs and I've gotten 3 or 4 Nautilus armors. Obviously not all of them are useful, like one of them drops with like extra intelligence and whatnot shit. So for that stuff, obviously you're not gonna farm, like, you know, you're gonna get better Atlantis stuff. That's not particularly intelligent then to to keep that. Also, yes, see, there's Acromancers. Like I said, you do just want to take them out before they actually take the buffs off. It is really annoying if they do. Almost a little bit dangerous if you want. But like I said, as long as I do have them, I can actually run through here relatively no problem. I feel like it is actually a pretty difficult endeavor for most other builds to actually do this. Because of the way that they are popping out there. Like, it's a little bit of a clever thing that they did here with the enemies. Like, there's even then, like I said, enemies that can appear behind you. So when I'm running over here, that there's some behind me popping out and then you're instantly surrounded. And there's always more enemies around here than you're actually thinking there are. So I feel like it is actually kind of interesting the way they did it, the way they handled it. But you know. Anyways, Bottle, what have you been doing the weekend? Yes. No, wait, what? My chat is still connected. Wow. Who would have thought that? So that is number 1. I actually kind of want to farm one of them. Like, we have already done 3 runs now. I do wanna farm 1 Nautilus armor before we are actually gonna go to the main thing of tonight, which is gonna be 6 item upgrades. that we are gonna work on. So tonight we are gonna work on the 6th upgrade, and then I can, then I have 2 upgrades for the items that I already upgraded once with my last item upgrades that I had beforehand. And I'm actually gonna show you how I'm gonna do it, or how I'm actually gonna be going about it, because obviously everyone seems to have a different strategy. Well, a different strategy that is kind of the same, that then just is kind of hidden in like the actual execution of how you do it. And I would just wanted to show that off because, like, I just had to run it myself as well. There's no particularly good guide for it, so I'm just gonna think of actually just doing it myself and make a highlight out of it, so that I actually have to go and do some highlights. Also, the only Nautilus armor that I found, by the way, the monsters are just constantly getting lost. I have no idea why the Gremlins must be the ones that actually give this armor. They are not, like, they do hurt. It's not like they are hitting particularly easy, but they're not really dangerous either. So the only Nautilus armor that I've gotten so far, though, is from the temple here, or from this bathhouse, or whatever it is, or ruined wall, or whatever they are gonna call it. The calling of the places in this is a little bit weird. Also, like I said, check up here for the box. There's a good chance, at least, that there's gonna be a majestic chest around here. This is obviously very annoying. Okay. So yes, clearing some stuff out here. Like I said, there's always more monsters than you actually think there are. And I normally don't want to actually take too many with me. Because, like I said, they are still annoying. But yeah, like normally the only problem that I have is with when they are actually taking my buffs off, because obviously for me that is such a huge thing. Oh, well, I mean, those have a lot of energy. Unfortunately, in this game, there's nothing that actually gives you an energy conversion into power, like in what it did kind of live with Path of Exile, where they have their Archmage now, which basically then takes 25% of your energy spent, and like for a spell, and then actually the spell doesn't take much energy, but with the Archmage then it's you take off like 1/3 or 25% of your energy, and that part is then basically converted into the damage that the spell is doing, which has some pretty crazy numbers, and instantly shot up to like the most used. I feel like Titan Quest could also profit from something like that. With all of the other builds that I'm gonna show you, I unfortunately have to take a little bit of energy, because there's not, like, I have to actually spend attribute points for energy, which in general you kind of don't want to do, but there's not a good way around it. Also, the monsters around here don't follow you into the temple, so, the trident stuff, you don't really care about it. So don't worry for it. Like I said, the salamanders, for some reason, they are actually a real nuisance, so I'd like to take them out. I would also like to skip them, obviously, but, well. And like I said, it needs around, like, 15 to 20 runs until you find a Nautilus armor, so this could actually take a while. I'm not gonna be... like, especially when I do, when I do stuff afterwards, like going out here. Like, you do want to actually, that's why I'm backtracking as well. There's another 6 there. And then I'm actually gonna go around here. But like I said, from the other ones, I've actually never gotten a Nautilus armor. So I'm not quite sure if that is even worth it to do. But hey, we can still, right? Not where I wanted to go. Then there's the 3 more here. So like it's not completely useless that I'm actually gonna go here. But it's not the most useful either. Yay. This is mighty annoying. So good thing that they're actually stunned. And yeah, as you can see, I actually do need to take a potion still. Well, I particularly need it. I could still just activate this for a moment. And like I said, what keeps on bugging me is that there's nothing that actually lets your spells run longer. That would also be very fine. But like I said, and yeah, we have still not actually gotten anything from this so far. So like this is 4 runs of just not finding anything with this. Tinkerer items, you know what they say about drop rates in Atlantis. I guess we can split it up into 2 parts that I'm actually then just gonna show it off. The second thing, like basically we want to do 2 things today in Titan Quest, like the actual endgame stuff that I'm just then gonna farm out myself because you know how it's gonna be done, and it's like, I've showed off what we would farm for with the giants, what we would farm with Stonebinder Cuffs, what we would farm with the Hydra and with Talos for the Agamemnon's Death Mask, the Darklands and Olympus. So you have seen all of that stuff. I've done that on the stream. I don't need to particularly show this off anymore. So like I said, this is like the last thing that is missing for the actual farming of naturally occurring items. So the monster infrequents from the Kreblins, the Nautilus armor, and then we're gonna do this with the ruined wall. Yes, they have actually called this just ruined wall. This area. So whatever the name that you want to give it, because I feel like this is kind of a stupid name for an area. It does not look like a ruined wall. There seems to be a lot of walls still standing here. But yeah, so this is like the last area where we would then actually go and farm a little bit for the last monster infrequent. Leave no Aquamencers alive, as always. Leave no Kreblins alive, good. Okay. Also, obviously, what also doesn't work too well then is when they do take my buffs off, which luckily they haven't. It really seems to be a time thing when you're not going for them right away. So luckily they give you a little bit of time. It's not like they are instantly casting to take it away from you. So I guess there's a lot of auras that actually are pretty damn important to have, so it would have been a little bit of a death trap otherwise, of just a death trap that is actually working, right? When they do take my buffs off, obviously then my soul vortex is not really working either anymore because I'm not regenerating that much life from them. That's the one sad thing that I have to say about this. But yeah, I mean, in the end, we still do have our death ward. I don't feel this is particularly gonna kill me more or less than a ductile, right? But yeah, you know how few Krablins there actually are. Like there's not many Krablins that you're gonna find around. I think like leading up to this there's like 30 or so. So yeah, like every Krablin that you can find counts. And like I said, still the only ones that I've actually found is in here. Not quite sure why. Immortality is also not so bad. I'm gonna also show you off something that I found by doing Hydra runs. That I'm still not quite sure about. Hey, there's one. Okay, so we found it with extra armor. But okay, so at least I got one to show it off. So we do have an Nautilus armor. This is what it would actually be. It has 19, so there's a little bit of a like it can go with like I think 17 or so, and then up to 23. So it's kind of revolving around the 20 mark. But hey, now you know that there's Nautilus armors, and it is exactly like I said. I'm gonna find it in the temple. Nowhere else. It's the only way that you can do it. Also, there's a little bit too little regeneration. I like in terms of my health that I found recently. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm just used to something else. But yeah, now we have actually showed this off, so that is fine. Okay, we found one with the Tinkerer, which is not gonna do anything because, like I said, this is just a blank standing armor. And yeah, there's my death ward. So I feel like we kind of don't want to actually go with this anymore. I have no idea why my death ward really got triggered around here. So I'm just gonna show or see what items I actually had in here that triggered this, which I think, yeah, literally nothing. So I have no idea. Maybe there was something that I have no idea. Anyways, so we do have one with the Tinkerer, which is actually like, you know, like if you do find a resistance on this, there's not too much otherwise that can be amazing. But hey, there are still modifiers that could. But basically, this one is then, you know, is one of those. So you could put on an Erebus crystal and some extra life, right? So if you do find one of those, it is still a good item. Like I said, especially this one. Like obviously, there's the other armor pieces would also have some worth. I think this one is not so bad. I think this one is kind of worth it. Like I said, the talisman, for example, you're not gonna find something good with this. I would think like normally, if you do find like a dreadful or whatever, it is actually worth something. Just with the Tinkerer, it's more of a novelty item. With this one not having anything, it's okay. I would probably still look for something better, but it is still okay because, like I said, the helmets are a little bit special with the Erebus crystal that you can get +2 on your stuff. You know, +2 for your all skills, and then, you know, some other special relics that are only for head armor. So those are like the helmets of Tinkerer are a little bit more important than the other armor pieces. With the other armor pieces, I feel like, and even then, right, like I said, still there would have to be an affix with this that, or you know, a prefix that has to occur on there that actually feels like, yes, this is the non-plus ultra that I can actually find, because otherwise I'm still gonna be better off with an upgraded legendary, right? For the resistances that I'm gonna have. But yeah, it's not horrible. It's not terrible. So we have found basically what I wanted to find. Also, I've gotten this, which I wanted to show off. I've got the -8% recharge on an Incarnation of the Golden Fleece. I don't know how many we actually had to farm, but with the Hydra, we actually finally managed this. And then I also found the Black Pearl pendant from the Hydra. Like I said, Hydra farming is not bad. If you can maybe see this, this is 1,205 life. Not the highest probably that it could have rolled, but still, as you can see, this is 1,400 life that it will actually give me. And then obviously, you know, a little bit more life leech. And my pets actually get bonuses. But basically there's a suffix that can occur with the Black Pearl pendant. Well, actually, I think there's both affixes that can actually occur. In this one, I actually got immortality. So there's some legendary items, and there's very few of those. I'm not quite sure what all of them are. I think there's like one crystal thing, or one of the frost things. There's the Yade set, and then there's the Black Pearl or the Cursed Jewels. All of them are basically then 2 rings and 1 amulet. And those items you kind of want to look out for, because, like I said, in this one I actually got a really nice roll. Could be even better, I think. Like, it could have actually gotten a second. Like, basically you find them like normal items, even though they're legendary items, they can have modifiers on them. And I have no idea what actually occurs on them when they are upgraded, if this actually changes, if there's, you know, if there's something else that occurs on top of it. Like, I have no idea how this works when those are upgraded. But with this one we found a really good one, because normally it would have like 700 life, which would obviously be already pretty high, but I found it with 1,200 because it rolled the immortality. And you can find those then with the other rings on top of it as well, and then you get the Cursed Jewels together with really, really good legendary items. And then you get the Cursed Jewels bonuses, right? By themselves, they are not good items. They look really underwhelming, but because they can actually roll with modifiers, which other legendaries obviously can't, you do have to kind of look out for it. Or at least, you know, farming like the Hydra for the Cursed Jewels. I'm not quite sure where the Yade would be, or where the crystal stuff would be. But basically, it could be worth it. I would highly doubt that it is. It's more of a novelty item to find as well. Like, oh, look what interesting thing I got here, rather than actually equipping it. But like I said, if you do find something with like all immortality, then those are actually pretty interesting. And then I will inform myself, I will ask in the Discord, I will ask devs about it, to see if, like, you know, what actually occurs when you upgrade them, because they are still legendary items, which we could upgrade if we wanted to. And I'm not quite sure if this rerolls then, or if this is, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, it's I feel like a cool thing to show off. I'm actually quite I'm equally relieved about finding a really good Black Pearl, just as much as I am with the with the -8% recharge that I got on the Golden Fleece. That's kind of the level of importance that it usually has to me. Okay. Can we really not? This is like, you know, veterans. See, like if you actually do get a veterans with a tinkerer, then you have a really good item on your hands. But if it is not that, then it kind of sucks. And unfortunately, like I said, on the Nautilus, it can't even occur, so it's a little bit weird. In terms of stats, there's something that you could put on. I found one of the coral stuff, which is obviously on torso, armor, and shield, so you could get 5% physical resistance. For me, bleeding damage retaliation is not even horrible. But you could also find dragon stuff, or this one, I'm not quite sure. You know, health reduction retaliation, I kind of do want to actually try it out. Maybe that we're just gonna put it on one of them and see how it actually plays out, and then I'm gonna destroy this because, like I said, for a Nautilus, you are looking for something even better when you're already farming it. But there would also be the legendary Dragon Blood, which has like a 20% chance for 100% physical resistance. So you could actually put this on as well, especially if you have a Tinkerers. That is a really good extra upgrade to get. But, you know, it's really whatever. Just speculation, because with my monster and frequent search, it's not gonna work anyways. Still, I'm still looking for like my amazing Tinkerer's weapon or whatnot, and a dreadful amulet and shit like that. Or my Sacred. We could actually get a Sacred as well. So one last quick run for the ones that are actually gonna give me something. I can never tell which one actually has them on or which one doesn't. It's a little bit... You would think at some point I could actually tell, but I really can't. Like, I mean, they are such small monsters anyways, it's kind of weird. I also always think like, oh, the blue ones, they are actually special. No. They are basically just another version of the same. Okay. So, now that we have gotten this out of the way, we are actually gonna go into the second main thing on the stream tonight. As you can see, I just want to see if I'm seeing everything. Okay, good. There's nobody here. So basically, I have a Haro specs, which in the Discord, if you're there, you have already seen this too. That got suggested by someone else. Tried it out. Then I tried the Harbinger. Then I tried a Conqueror. Then I tried a Templar. Then I have a Berserker. Then I have a Runesmith. So there's a lot of different combinations that you can run. But you know what this comes out of, or what this comes out to. We are actually gonna make an enchantment for one of our legendary items, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. On this character now we have 39 minutes. That is from me literally just going through it. You know, when I was just like you know, creating the mule characters for inventory space. So now I'm gonna use those characters, those exact mule characters, to actually make a full build, so that we get, because they're accomplished heroes, and hey, this one actually even got poison resistance, interesting, so that we are actually gonna see, you know, we're actually gonna see what can actually be done here. how quickly we can do it. And obviously you first gotta prepare items. You need one character, which basically is your main character, which obviously you want to upgrade, and you basically have some different portals and whatnot in normal and epic, or just normal depending on how you want to do it. And then you make an accomplished hero for the actual farming. You can only do one item per character in this one, because we're not gonna do the other difficulties. We just want to run this for time efficiency's sake. With this one, I'm not quite sure what I even wanted out of this. Oh yeah, right. I actually was looking for a spear up. Yeah. I was kind of looking for a spear. I'm not quite sure. So we would have a Tinkeress here. We would have one here, I think. Yeah, I think what we are gonna do... basically, you are level 40 when you are creating a character as an accomplished hero. So all of the limitations, item level limitations come with it. And as you can see, the items that I do have here, luckily, with torso armor, they are letting you wear everything. So, torso armors are half of the time actually level 3 and such stuff. But even this in legendary farming for the Durga ruins, so far beyond this, is level 28. So those you can wear. And even then with the other Durga stuff, level 40, so we're just about there. So basically you want to farm right about Durga stuff, so that you have some, some items that actually allow you to run through this. That's basically your goal. So what we are gonna do then, I think, is we are actually gonna take defense and... Actually, do I need that much? Yeah, let's take it. Let's spend a few points here. Let's get this out. With this one, we want the 3 target maximum. And then we could also do some of this, because this one actually gives us stun and skill disruption protection and entrapment duration reduction. It really is a little bit weird, so don't worry about it too much. You can, like I said, I showed this off to you. We have 6 different characters in which I just made every single combination with dream, warfare, hunting, defense. What we are gonna do now is really just, well, we are not even gonna take all of the best items either. It's really just mostly of whatever. So with this one, takedown plus 300% movement speed, get a little bit of this. Then with this one we get some defensive ability. Then with this one we do have some poison resistance, which is nice. Then with this one we are looking to avoid projectiles and then get a little bit of movement speed extra. Volley, I feel like could be a good point. Call of Hunt could be interesting. Which one are we gonna take? Hey Jacob, how are you doing, dude? Which one are we gonna take? Are we gonna take this? So basically, I want the armor absorption. This one has plus 300% movement speed, and this one has plus 300% movement speed. So that's where this actually goes. Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna do this, and then let's take I don't even know. I don't care too much about it, so let's take this one and let's take this one for the 40%. We are actually gonna get 1%. So what you already see now with this, I've upgraded this one for extra movement speed. So we're at 152. Obviously you do have to customize this specifically then for what you want. But with this one, we have now 3 auras This one I have to reapply. It's a little bit weird. I should have probably taken more points in this, because otherwise this one is, you know, running out so quickly. But we already have now... I mean, with this one, I got the poison resistance. I literally have the Hermes sandals that I put on there just as a, you know, like just for the movement speed, because Hermes sandals are level 38 items. And like I said, you have the level 40 requirement that you need to look out for. Then I have this one, which I have not even upgraded. So like I said, I have just not looked for much upgrades there. This is not the best stuff. Now, the Myrmidon's thing I have here that we used for the attack damage converted to health, which I'm then not gonna use right now. We have this one with attack damage converted already. Basically now what I'm looking for, we have gotten this one, which I just took out of, you know, hey, if I ever need to make such a character, and now there's the chance. So we have reduction to all requirements, and we have minus recharge. So that works really well with this run. And then you can see like the rest just falls into place. Like I said, those are just the legendary Dwerga stuff that, you know, you can wear with level 40. And then now I'm looking for 300 points. So we already have 200 points with those masteries here. So now I'm just gonna do this. And now I can actually wear it. Foop, 800. And like I said, I need to spend points in energy, otherwise this is super annoying. So I'm actually gonna do this. We have 7,500 life because of the, you know, because of the extra health in this. With this one, I've took the Mountaineers because it has extra damage, and then, like I said, a little bit of extra warding. With this now, With this now, we actually have more armor absorption, so the armor is actually worth more. As you can see, I'm over 3,000 armor. Like I said, just find some items that you know, like you have the requirements for. And now I even have some more, so I could get like to 8,000 life, or I could get more dexterity if I wanted or whatever. But yeah, we have pretty good defensive ability. Like I said, this is still normal, and 500 is also good enough. So basically now we are looking for two things, takedown and shield charge. So those are two movement abilities. You kind of want to look for two movement abilities. Actually, I'm gonna get the shield charge here, and I'm gonna get this here. Then on my on those buttons, I'd like to have the potions. You wanna actually get some potions. They're not super expensive, so like that's not a problem. Just buy 100 of each, and then you're never gonna run out for at least what we wanna do. You don't need to run the full act anyways. You wanna get the quest up here so that they're gonna let you through. And like I said, otherwise I would have the Myrmidons, but this Antediluvian is right now for the for this one. It's actually better, I think. And basically, which way am I gonna do this? Yeah, we basically, with this one, we have everything in here. Whoops, not this study prey. This is not really particularly needed. Okay, so actually I could, yeah, you know what? I could actually use this one as well. Let's make it this way around, so I don't need this on the mouse button. Okay, so now we do have our two movements abilities allocated, and basically now very sad. Normally he gives me something. Anyways, so now it is 54 minutes. And yeah, Jacob, how's it going, dude? Okay, so already gone. Whatever. Anyways, so now we are 54 minutes, right? So now we can actually just go, and I want to show you how quick or slow it really is. You can just kind of go by your experience. With what you would actually think is slow or not. Obviously, I don't have to sacrifice them, but I do want to actually take some hero monsters with me. And hey, a Deep Sea Trident, like I said, you don't really need that. That's not super important, but you know, like whatever. Like you can actually even farm some blue items if you really wanted to. And yeah, now I have, like said, 2 movement abilities. I like this more. And with the extra recharge, it is also a little bit faster for me to use them. We're obviously playing on very fast with this one, and like I said, this is just fine. You kind of want to look that you don't die in general. Like normally this is not a huge problem. Like it really isn't. What goes a little bit to it is like looking for extra damage. Against the bosses, there's like 4 bosses that you have to fight. And you just kind of want to look into the direction and the general direction of making or doing enough with it that it doesn't feel clunky. Like I said, I did not particularly have to take this. But yeah, we have plenty of damage now. Like I said, blue items. Hey, if I'm gonna get them, why not? And for some reason, this one actually gives me a lot of feasting. Yesterday, I posted one of my 6 runs. For which one of them we can't have an upgrade, so you need to have one run that is actually relatively pointless, unfortunately, but it helps with the other ones. Let me talk with this one. Thanks. Then we want to talk with this, and you don't particularly need to talk with him, but he gives you a little bit of experience. You know, you don't particularly need the experience. It's not like I won't even make a level up usually with any of those characters that I'm building here. And whatever I'm farming is really just mostly bullshit farming. Whenever I'm seeing something that could be interesting or whatnot, I'm gonna do that, but otherwise, like you literally don't have to kill much. If you really just want to not do any mistake, but I'm not a speedrunner, right? So I like to, yeah, there's a majestic chest that is literally right on the way or whatnot. So I like to take those, even when it is not particularly needed. But yeah, basically we just want to run through as quickly as possible and then do the bosses and then see the set pieces there. That's literally just about it. And like I said, you just kind of don't want to die if it is avoidable. But you saw, like, I mean, the points are relatively quickly spent. So that's a little bit of a weird thing. Oh, that he actually got into the stone form. That's a little bit sad. Like I said, the sooner you kill them, the better it is. And like I said, hey, there's a chest here, so I'm gonna get the chest. I don't particularly give a fuck about you know, 2 or 3 minutes more or less. In the end, like it is already actually pretty damn quick, and I do have to kind of take it back. I always said like, yeah, Act 5 is so slow, and I mean, I have to take it back to some degree, because for the most part I'm still feeling that. But I do actually have to say, I actually was really surprised with how quick we are actually managing to get through most of this. Obviously, particularly trying to and whatnot. And you have to know the right way, which I obviously don't. God damn it. So this one, for example, has the ice spike. So, like I said, I'm just gonna, when I see a blue item, I actually go for it. You know, it's kind of my way of having fun. Like there's actually blue items that you can farm out of this. It is really interesting, I find. But yeah, in general, it's still all about speed. That is what this channel is about. and refreshing buffs. Like I said, you can play this with the Dream Mastery. Like it's you basically just want one mastery thing that actually helps you clear out like thresh mobs that are not not particularly important. You want to get close with some total speed. You want to get close to the movement speed, but it's not so super important, so don't worry about it. You just want some boots with campaigning. So I have really good ones here, which actually have like lightning resistance. So I actually have all of the resistances together right now, apart from bleeding, which, like I said, if you want bleeding, take the rune mastery, but you're gonna get like 10%, otherwise you're just gonna waste points. And hey, it is normal, you're not gonna need so much resistances in normal either. And for whatever else, like I said, my weapon doesn't even have an upgrade right now. The Myrmidon sting that I had for other, like in this one with the hunting mastery, I actually do have a spear. For the other ones where I did not have a spear and the movement ability with the spear, I just did not take it. And yeah, going through this at night is also a little bit stupid. Because it's just that much harder to see then. But yeah, like any missing husbands and any kind of like, heroic deeds that you would have to do and whatnot shit. Like, don't care about any of this. Like, who really gives a shit? You just wanna get done with the journey, and like I said, with this ability, you can even sometimes take out some of the monsters, get some few resemblance of some experience points, but most likely you're not gonna get even a level up. This one I think has a special item, no? Okay, no, it doesn't. He really doesn't. With this one, I'm still getting lost. You kind of want to follow generally the path and then see if there's some rebirth fountains that you're gonna find. But even I'm getting constantly lost in this. So, don't don't worry about it too much. You generally just want to go like to the northeast. And then you're just gonna find your destiny there, right? So yeah, it's not gonna be super complicated. Yeah, in this one we actually got a clean run in this. Pretty nice. Actually, yeah. And then from here on, you just want to get to the deep forest. Then still northeast. You're gonna be blocked off here a little bit. And like I said, whenever I can, I want to use my movement ability. Sometimes I'm just getting stuck with it, so that's not the best way to use it. And then yeah, you're gonna be very quickly out of this. Frostbite Shrine. So then from here on, it's a lot of up. Don't miss the way. So we kind of wanna go and actually use actually not want to use the cooldown for the Colossus form on Scion, because otherwise you're still gonna be stuck on cooldown. You don't have to talk with him. It really doesn't matter too much. I'm very sorry. Also, you can take out the... Well, that was obviously not the most... not the most planned thing. Like I said, there's always two different instances of characters that you're gonna have around here. Then there's the Northern Contract. You are gonna actually get a lesser artifact that you can then use. You don't have to finish it, right? You don't have to go back to normal and whatnot. So, like with those mule characters, if you actually, if you actually then take this, if you do take this, then, oh, by the way, Mastery Shrine gets me to the full 166 movement speed. Same with the Battle Shrine. So you kind of do want to take them up, but they are also helping a little bit with just killing in general. and obviously whatever helps us to kill stuff is pretty nice. You know our goal in life. Just kill about everything. And yeah, like where was I? Yeah, there's some positive side effects to it. Hello, Boris. There are some positive side effects to actually farming this. So around here with the Teutoricus, you want to talk to him multiple times, or 2 times, 3 times. 3 times, so that the doors here actually open. Otherwise, you can't actually get through unless he has given you the specific quest. You can go down here, but I like to go this way. And like I said, bees. This is the only quest I like to do. This one. This is just me being, obnoxious, but I actually like to take this one. Here's the beehive, honeycomb, and then I'm actually gonna take this. So we did want to have the Colossus form not on cooldown from Scion, even though I have a little bit of cooldown reduction. Like I said, I like to give the little man here, the little struggling with racism troll, half troll guy. I want to give him a little bit of a break and be nice to him, right? But this is like completely not needed. This is literally just me not being able to stop role-playing. Around here, instantly go to the left because we want to get this one. Then you want to go up the hill. And then just up until you're gonna go down that hill again. And then you're already seeing the next river fountain. You don't want to get stuck anywhere, even if there's a majestic chest, because this one is a trap. So if you're seeing one there, you're just gonna get trapped, and it's horrible. Obviously my gear is good enough so that I don't really have to care too much for getting trapped. I'm not gonna get killed most of the times. Like most of the characters I've built here are deathless. I think I died once with one of them. So that's not the issue. But still, you don't want to get trapped. This one I also like to actually help. So also talk with this one until it is actually fulfilled, and then she's gonna come after you. So you do want to take this. Fuck. I have played 7 different characters now. I'm actually gonna trigger this. Then you get an extra point here, and I don't even particularly know what I need it for. let's just do it like this. So now it has 300 second duration. Yeah, I just like to do this. And then just run through, run like the wind. Get this one. I would still be, if I wasn't talking, if I was more concentrated on what I'm actually doing, then I would obviously be even faster with this. But since I'm not here, we even went the wrong way. Holy shit. This is not... Well, I mean, we made a clean break with the troll camps, which is literally one of the most... this going down here is horrible. You kind of have to let go of the mouse. But yeah, we made a clean break with the troll camp, so that's already pretty good. Around here, if you first want to go through all of this and then go upwards, this is what I actually judge as the most efficient way. And yeah, he is also horrible, as you probably can see. Yeah, this is actually pretty strong. I like this one. With the defense mastery, it can be a little bit hard. But yeah, this one, like I said, it is one of the strongest mastery combinations anyways. And yeah, if you do get stuck with monsters actually being in like a doorway or whatnot, use your movement ability. That will definitely get you through. So we first went up, so now we are just walking straight ahead. And you then want to go up the other way here. Like I said, I wouldn't go that many times the wrong way. So here, first bridge, then we're gonna go down and take that bridge, and then we're gonna go into this. Like I said, if I actually really had the muse for it, if I really knew this better, And if I wasn't actually streaming right now, like, you know, actually having to talk and whatnot shit, then this would be a little bit better. I don't care about this. But you know, like it's not horrible. So far we are relatively in the time frame. What would we say, like 55 minutes, right? So next one, we also want to just go straight ahead again. And then this one is then, I mean, we are kind of elevated, but, you know, ground level compared to where we were, right? Really, I have not gotten... Can I please have the debuff on this one? And like I said, I'm just gonna take those. There's not much. Like, so far, I've literally gotten one blue item out of those. Like, it's not... never farm those. And then, yeah, we're actually now gonna go down. And then we have literally all 4 of them in one fell swoop. I'm not even quite sure. Yeah, like I said, I should have waited with this one. This was not the best way to do it. But yeah, my hunt call is long enough for this one to actually not run out on his stone form. But normally you want to wait a little bit when you have a buff on. So when you pick this up, I don't have to do those, but they're actually such assholes that I kind of like those undead here. They are just assholes. No, I just want to clear them out. Then around here, you literally want to go into the first cave right away. There's nothing else for you to get there. Like I said, if you actually do want a chest around here, or if you see a special item there, by all means, get it. I'm never quite sure if there's one, so for me it's a little bit... if I'm not specifically seeing one, then I'm not gonna get it, but, you know, you do you. Then, like I said, this way you are gonna go down, so after the first cave you are gonna go down. There's the first item there. And then with this one you don't want to go into the second cave, you go into this first one here. Because the other one is just the quest item. Like, there's a lot of items around here, like, you know, that you just don't need. Like I said, here I got stuck with one of the monsters, so I just used my movement ability. And then we're gonna go out here. Go up here. Like I said, I have this, basically, like, one of my movement abilities is one of the just clear out stuff, like, you know, clear out the trash mobs. But I also like it on the right click to have one of those, and like I said, this is just... It's a really good combination, right? So, nothing here. This one, again, going into caves, it's really weird. But that's fine. You're gonna get it eventually. Like I said, you kind of gotta let go of the left mouse button with it. So then you have all of the items, then you wanna go through here. I mean, good man, good man. We've gotten him a spear. Now I'm counting on his services. Very good. So bring some wolves into the village, because, I mean, why not? They're just gonna eat a few villagers. That's, you know, like, we wanna be doing our few good heroic deeds. Feed the wolves is one of them, I feel. So bring them into the village. Then we are gonna get the Power of the Nerthos stuff here. Just trigger the main quest. Then with this one, we want to go up. There's quests around here, but like I said, missing husbands, missing sheep, missing shit. I don't care. We are gonna follow the path. And yeah, follow the path up here. Like I said, this is the main quest. So we are not gonna go the right. Here it gets a little bit weird. You kind of then want to spread out into the riverway. I feel it is just a little bit faster this way. And when you see the cave, you know you're not gonna go up to the cave, but you're gonna go here. And then we literally are actually already pretty far to the end. It's literally just one way from here. This one could be a little bit of a nuisance. So I had to take my first health potion here. My god. But like I said, this one is actually a really good boss killer. And if you really have problems, then you still have the Colossus form. I actually feel like I almost should use the Colossus form on those guys around here, but I'm just not gonna do it. But you do have to be aware that those guys are actually more assholes than you would think. So I'm just liking to actually clear them out. Like I said, you always underestimate those guys, so be aware of that. Greater health potions, why not? And like I said, there's a chest, so why not? That's like all of what we are doing. Then we're going back to Scandia. Like I said, no heroic deeds are done in this one. We want to get our reward straight ahead, speed running. That's all that we are gonna do. I never thought I'm gonna do speed running on this channel. Like I said, we are not actually. Like this is just me trying to be somewhat efficient on the, you know, on getting the upgrade. Like I would not speedrun. And like I said, here we actually do want to talk with him, and we do want to talk with him twice, so that we are actually able to take the ferry, because the ferry quest giver, I have no idea why that is a thing. And like I said, there's now wolves in here, so I hope you ate yourself. Stupid. So clear some of those. Like I said, it's not a speed run. But yeah, this guy actually does not take you across until you spoke with King Gylfi, or, you know, Loki then. Spoiler. I have no idea why that is. But yeah, remember, when you come back to Scandia, you actually have to talk with him. And talk with him again twice. Then we want to loop-de-loop around here. Not the first one down, but the second one down. And then we are going to see... what I actually really like about the defense mastery is that we now have a little bit more... that we have... damn it. That we have reduction to... we have reduction to entrapment duration. That's what I wanted to say. Finally, I got it out. Good job, me. And yeah, like I said, as you can see, there's a lot of traps around here that are gonna be thrown. So we do want to avoid that. And like I said, for the movement abilities also, having a little bit of recharge, like on my shield, the minus 20%, it's relatively nice. And like I said, when you can actually get some... I'm not gonna take that. Like I said, mastery shrines, because there's on the hunt mastery there's movement speed, and on the battle shrine, so you could get some there. And yeah, this one, it's also a little bit of a confusing way. So here you want to go up again. Like I said, it's a little bit of a confusing way, but it's not a real problem. Again, when you see blue items, get them. Like, you know, nothing hinders you there. But otherwise, oh Jesus Christ, otherwise just run through. Those, you know, spawn out of the ground, so it's a little bit weird that you can't, you know, like, or you can't use your movement ability on them, which is a little bit sad. But yeah, then from here, you don't want to go in there. You actually do want to go up. And find your way. And then we literally made it through this already. You needed... Why did we go down first? You need the Ichthyan Relic to actually go through here and trigger this quest here. And then you just have to kill all of the monsters. It's a little bit... There's no particularly efficient way to do this, right? So, I mean, basically just the faster your normal attacks are, the faster you're gonna clear that out. And yeah, just try to get through this without too many upsets, but there's not too much that can kill you. It's literally just all about knowing the way. That's... So do you know the way? Yes. Okay, then you're fine. Again, Majestic Chest. Hey, of course, it had to be trapped. What else do you actually... What else do you actually want from me? I like this combination so far the best. Like I said, I like it when there is when there is two different movement abilities. So I like this one more than the I like this one more. Yeah, you can't see the debuff on this one. It's a little bit stupid. But yeah, like I said, I like this one more than the ones that actually only give you one movement ability. But obviously, like I said, there's also with the Rune Mastery, you have at least plus 100 movement speed, so it's not the fastest, but whatever. Around here, you want to talk with the Dwerger guy first, otherwise it won't trigger the quest. At least I have had problems with this actually triggering it, so I'm actually just gonna take this one. Also, you know, you don't want to farm too much normal anyways, so you can just take that up. You know, just so that you have some essences and whatnot when you're already killing monsters. Here, you do definitely want to get this portal. It's not useless. So yeah, let that actually go. Then, by the way, up there, I just missed one of the rebirth things because we literally don't need it. When the portal is here, we can just portal to them. There's no issues then. Around here, like I said, we're just gonna see no magic chest, so majestic chest, so whatever. And then we wanna clear this out. Yeah, I mean the damage is fine with this one. Literally so far the only one that I had was like with Rune when I went with the Seal of Fate and Defense. That was the only here with Moonet's Grasp. So we got like a, you know, only two blue items. Literally I've gotten 5 the fuck. Interesting. Thanks, game. Jesus Christ. What happened now? Wait, what happened? An Anonymous hat Bethesda ein Stufe 1 aber geschenkt. The heck? Well, thank you very much for that. Thanks for the pride flowers emote. Why? Thanks for gifting Bethesda. That is... What the heck is happening? Well, apparently the TQ is taken over by Bethesda. That's... Sure, I'm gonna take it. Make it a Fallout game. So, basically what happens here is we are splitting into 2 paths. I'm gonna show you one path that you can actually take with this, but you don't have to. It is why I'm sacrificing, or well, what I actually say is more efficient, but it's not like I can say that this is actually a huge difference. But basically, what we are gonna do now, we are actually gonna take this quest. Otherwise, as you can see, we now have the legendary craftsmanship quest that we already have taken now. So we could fulfill it if we had the items, and I'm gonna show you how to get those items without having to take those quests. Obviously around here, theoretically, I would actually say I want to do this just for the golem hearts, because the golem hearts are relatively difficult to get otherwise, or, you know, you continuously have to go and farm for them. So, like I said, this is not a speed run for it, even though it kind of looks like it. So yeah, there, like I always get 1 golem heart. I don't know why. So don't worry about it too much. Yggdrasil branch, I hate this part, so like I said, there's 2 ways to go for this. Either we could stop here and just not do this, or we can actually take this path and actually get the first item, the Meat of Valhalla, for the legendary craftsmanship quest, right? So basically, I have another character that has already done this part here that we are gonna do. I just want to show it off to you so that you know the way, like I said, because there's everyone that gives you tips about, take a Horus Pax, take blah 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 for this one, and those are good tips. You know, you want to get through this quickly and blah. That's good tips to have, but nobody is actually showing you how to specifically do it. So I actually want to go and show you the complete way to actually do it. So yeah, now you actually know Asgard, okay, we are gonna go this way and blah blah blah, so that you can actually reciprocate and or you can actually copy this, right? Although I'm not quite sure if I'm actually gonna find, like, this is literally apart from the troll camps, this is the most difficult way for me to find the correct way. So around here we want to go left. We want to go left. And we want to go up here. That's correct so far. So yeah, with the first rebirth fountain, we want to go this path. And then, like I said, with this one, I'm not too sure. This one does actually have a monster infrequent item, but hey, it's normal. I don't need it. As long as it is not a blue item that I'm seeing, I don't care for too much. Like, obviously, there's then other items like rings and whatnot that I could not see. Around here, there's also a majestic chest. But like I said, don't underestimate those guys. They are actually, like, this is my least favorite part to actually walk in any normal run through. So take it with a grain of salt. Normally, I would not go with this character this way because I've already gotten another character that I went with in this. But yeah, now we have actually made it through. So basically, every time there's a rebirth fountain, you actually want to go left and then upwards again. But like I said, you know, don't underestimate those guys. I don't really like to go for the chests. Around here, first way is to the right, and then we are going up. And now it's just left. And yeah, it's not taking long. I should have actually taken the time again. Unfortunately, thank you very much for the gifts up to Bethesda. I don't know why, but it got me a little bit confused. I should have taken the time from when we actually got the legendary craftsmanship to actually doing this now and actually getting through this. But yeah, Hydrun here. Like I said, our one other heroic deed is actually getting the meat from this one. Very heroic deeds that we are gonna do now. It's all in self-interest. That's kind of the hero that this land actually deserves. But yeah, now we've gotten the meat. And theoretically, because we have not actually cleared out the quest, so as long as we are not clearing out the Aesir fight, then we can actually do this over and over again, and we have a very, very close rebirth fountain. So this is where we would actually go to right now, and then stop. I have this with another character, but then obviously you need to transfer, you know, your items to another character, the next one that you want to run this with. And as you can see, we managed this in 140 to actually even get here, not even stopping at the Darklands. So what did we say? In 55 minutes that we started. So we needed 45 minutes so far. There's obviously a little bit more that we have to then put into this. Well, for one, it is finding the items and blah. Wait, did I have the Shield of Balance already? Oh, wait. Oh, no, that was... Wait. Which one was the one? I found Munin's Grasp and I found this one. Where did I get the Shield of Balance? Actually, don't worry about it. So, basically now... There's still a little bit of other stuff to do that you kind of have to just not neglect in the time, but just purely running to this place and actually getting the quest. So 40 to 45 minutes. I feel like this is a pretty good time. Again, like I said, if you then actually want, you can even now get the Northern Contract artifact. Hey. And those we want to sacrifice anyways because they never actually get a completed bonus. So it's just, hey, lesser artifacts, I can actually put this into a greater or divine artifact or whatever we need. And yeah, then basically we have all of this. So now, or all of this is done. So now we kind of just want to then, I'm not even quite sure if I can actually... like I said beforehand, I had the Myrmidon Sting. So, and like I said, there's even an upgrade. So with this one, I actually had like the extra damage because this was for me more important than attack speed. But literally get whatever, get life leech or whatnot, like whatever feels smooth for you. Just like the most important thing is, hey, with this one I had extra strength so that we can actually put those things on. And then with this one, get campaigning and then a Hermes Sandal. because that is still the best that you can wear. Resistances as you need them, and then, you know, get the masteries first so that you know what you actually need when you actually have the requirements met, and then just allocate the attribute points afterwards as needed. From there on, like I said, there's really just not much to get. We've got the Meat of Valhalla, so now we also, this is not updated here. We are just not giving him this yet. Actually, I don't have any space now. Fucking stupid. Okay, so now, because we have got the Meat of Valhalla, there's two ways that we can go. So with this character, I actually in just, I want to say like 7 minutes or so, I got the Meat of Valhalla. But we could also get another character. For me, it's the Godmeal 5. So with this one, I am actually in this place. I'm in the at the end point that we played now with the number 7 here, with our Warden. I'm in the same place. I activated the last Rebirth Fountain, and from there on we could just, you know, if I put the items on there, then I could just get the Meat of Valhalla on this character, because on this character, on this one sacrificial character, I want to say it, we have ran through it, but with this one I'm not gonna get the upgrade. I just have this one to farm the Meat of Valhalla. Because like I said, with the other character, I finish this quest. I do the Aesir fight because, hey, it's a legendary character, and I can't actually at that point get the Meat of Valhalla on the other character. So you make a sacrificial character like this one, where you actually blank run it, get to it, to this last Rebirth Fountain in Asgard, and then actually, or Valhalla, and then actually get, without doing the Aesir fight, get the Meat of Valhalla each time. Apart from that, there's no requirements for the other items. For the other 2 items that you need. So on this one, where I want to actually farm the legendary upgrades for, I can now go to this one, and for example, normal, where it really doesn't matter too much, we are going to this Rebirth Fountain. This is the second to last Rebirth Fountain. And then just go in here, backtrack basically, and as you can't see, unfortunately, my my face is over that. But basically, yeah, normal is just the fastest way to run, because, you know, you don't have to care about any monsters. Basically, from here, from the last Rebirth Fountain, or well, then from this Rebirth Fountain where I spawned in, that is the one that you want to activate again, because otherwise, obviously, you're gonna be in from the last Rebirth Fountain in Muspelheim, which is just before Surta. So yeah, activate the second to last one, and then backtrack through this, get your Black Steel, and then from there on you go back to Jotunheim. Don't forget to actually activate the portal with this one. I forget it too many times. Like Jotunheim and Muspelheim, you actually can just run past those. Don't forget that. But I mean, otherwise you're gonna get it, like, take it in epic or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. And yeah, from here on, spawning from the portal, we want to backtrack again. Basically, like, it's all backtracking. This way, like, it's hard to describe. You just have to know it. Like I said, that is why I'm showing it off to you. So that you actually know it. Don't get trapped in shit, and then when you see those lights, statue, I don't have the word for it, then you want to actually go down here. I obviously get stuck because my brain can't actually handle it, that I'm talking and actually doing gameplay that I've done already 6 times. And then, like I said, you want to get this out. And then we can actually activate this again, because, like I said, there's no quest fight behind this. But with this character, I cannot get the Meat of Valhalla. That is why we need the other character, or with every character that we run, we would have to get to Asgard again. But like I said, I actually like it more that I have one sacrificial character, because for overall, all of the items that I want upgrades for, we are probably gonna run over 10 times. And if it just takes me 5 minutes to get from the Darklands on each character to this last, to the Meat of Valhalla, and to this last Rebirth Fountain in Valhalla, If it takes me just 5 minutes after 10 characters, it is already more beneficial for me to actually get this with one sacrificial character that is just blank run, but I can actually spawn in there and get as many meats of hells as I need, and then, you know, farm the other 2 items with this character. So then you're gonna go, when you have picked those 2 up, you're gonna go to Corinth, and then you can actually take those and transfer those, which is, I mean, I really like it. It's actually really nice that this is working. It feels a little bit like a BS, but, you know, whatever. And that's why I needed to make inventory space. So yeah, now we have those 2. And basically now we are just gonna go back to the one that we had. Like I said, the next one is a Berserker that I want to try out. But I think, like, with the Warden, I actually felt really comfortable. Like I said, there's not many boss fights to this. And like I said, don't forget to actually activate the Darklands portal, because we don't have a good rebirth fountain there. Sure, I'm gonna activate this. This is not particularly needed. Actually, I could make a portal before the quest giver. It doesn't matter. By the way, with this character, we have actually now taken up the Meat of Valhalla. So we have actually cleared the quest in that sense for the Meat of Valhalla itself. So your character will actually trigger it. Oh, you have the Meat of Valhalla. On other characters, like I said, when you are actually, and this is a very stupid visual bug. I don't know if this is... but yeah, like when you are actually taking the Meat of Valhalla out of this transfer area, and you have not gone to Valhalla yourself yet, when you do that, then the quest will not have triggered yet. So what you then need to actually do is drop, like you take it out of the transfer stash, the Meat of Valhalla, and then you're gonna drop it to the ground and pick it up again. That way it will actually activate the quest. With this character, like I said, I have actually gotten it with this character, so now it will instantly trigger. And like I said, we are normally not making EMA level, so we are 62 short now with this one on a level up. So yeah, like I said, whatever. But yeah, basically now I have an upgrade on this character, right, that I could actually equip. And yeah, we are actually gonna do this. It is a bit of a shame that there's nobody around for this one, I think. But I have now done this exactly with the Horror specs, with the Harbinger, with the Conqueror, with the Templar, with the Berserker. Like I said, that's my sacrificial blank character, that I don't have the other items equipped, but they are in there, so I could get the Meat of Valhalla multiple times. And like I said, then you need a second set for the next character that you are gonna run. And then the Runesmith, and then the Warden, and then I have a Berserker. Wait, did we not have a Berserker? We did have a Berserker already. Why did I make another Berserker? No, I feel like the Warden and the Harbinger so far felt the best, I think. But, you know, really just run whatever you want. Like, all of those function, all of those are fine. There's not a huge difference. It really just, like, if you get the upgrades on the gear that you wanted, then you can get all of that. So yeah, now we're actually gonna upgrade our items. And hey, Stru, oh my god. Best game ever. Ah, goddammit, my chat disconnected again. Hey Stru, this is actually perfect. You're gonna see something super special here. So yeah, with this character, we have not gone to Asgard. So like I said, Meat of Valhalla, I actually got it somewhere else on my sacrificial character then. And that is why you need the Darklands, because, you know, running from here is stupid. So I want this from the Darklands. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna actually go to... so I have 3 items, basically 4 items that I want to upgrade, and we need the right upgrades for them. So basically, I think what will happen, I've upgraded the first 3 items already once. Those were my last upgrades that I had back then, 4 days ago. And we got horrible upgrades on this. So those were the 4 items here, and then this one. Stru, now that you are here, and I hope my chat is also here. No, my chat is not here. Why? I really have to buy a second monitor. Anyways, Stru, how are you? And the other one, and yes, Hot Local Moms is a bot. I can't get it out of my channel because Twitch is suboptimal. Okay, there we go. Like, I've already banned the channel. It's still there. Which one are we gonna upgrade? So those are the items for my Deathless Solo Self-Found character that we wanted to upgrade for perfect build, or relatively close to perfect. And the upgrades I've gotten for this one are armor and strength. Yes, those were the 2 upgrades that we got on the Plate of the TARDIS. With this one, it was lightning resistance and health regeneration. And on this one, it was at first lightning resistance. Now it is energy and energy regeneration and reduction to all requirements. Yeah, so basically I got the worst upgrades ever on this. So which ones of those should we upgrade first? Like I said, this is only 1 upgrade per, I want to say, about 50 to 55 minutes, all things considered, that you then need to plan for 1 upgrade. So it is taking a long time, but quite frankly, it is actually faster than I thought it would be. So I do have to apologize to the game a little bit, because I always was like, oh, it's dragging itself out so long. It's actually fine. It's actually okay. I don't mind it too much now anymore. Now that I know, okay, 45 minutes, you can actually run through it. Like, I actually think this is, like, at least as long as we don't have to run the last part of the game. The last part would also be, but as long as I don't have to do it, it's almost okay. It's still a little bit too long. The damage upgrade. I have no idea which one this is. Okay, so let's say I want to do the Necrolords first. Let's see that we actually get an upgrade there. So I'm gonna put those back in. And then let's focus on the Necrolords. Now with this one, Darklands, like said, it is important that we get the portal from here. Amazing. Yeah, like I said, this one, I mean, it was fine, the Haro specs. I actually did not have anything against it. But I actually really like the 2 other ones that I named more than this one. Also because, like, it's not actually so, the Trance of Wrath is not so amazing. You also kind of normally want to run a little bit further in here also, maybe to get a chest, I don't know. But you normally want to run a little bit further in here so that the monsters don't actually keep following you through this. And yes, so now we can actually work on upgrading this one. So let's see what we are actually gonna get. Now I've already posted a picture on Discord. So yeah, now we are actually gonna have this. And what has it gotten me? It got extra poison. Okay. And we got slow resistance. I mean, no, it is Coke and rum. Rum cola. I mean, 17% poison resistance. And slow resistance. I like, you know, the slow resistance. I could get so much better on this. But you know what? For the moment, I'm actually gonna keep this and go on to the next item. So now, back to Corinth. And yeah, like I said, now this was the 1 upgrade that I can actually get. You need to upgrade so often for 1 item to actually get somewhere. But hey, I got my 1 Mammoth upgrade, so that's fine. It's okay. basically we are gonna upgrade all 3 items now until they give me something partially good. So that I actually do feel, yeah, and then now with this one, so that I do feel like, okay, I can at least check the numbers and see where we are gonna end up, because like I said, poison resistance would not be the worst, but 19% poison resistance is not good either. So yeah, we have 6 upgrades now, from literally like me going like, you know, for like 3 hours per day just to farm this. It's not the best. Anyways, Stru, what have you been up to? How have you been faring since the last time? I think you missed all of this. Like, when was the last time that you were here? I think you were here when I began to actually play the Deathless Solo Self-Found character, right? So now this is basically the complete end of it. Like, once I get the upgrades on those items, yes, there would be something else to farm. Yeah, sure, but... Also, by the way, the standard, the battle standard is actually super nice to have. And like I said, you know, I like to go here, see if it's something good, but nah, you don't need to. I just make sure that there's nothing following me around here. Okay, so next one. Can it be better than strength and energy? I would really hope so. We get extra fire resistance and 21 strength. So yeah, I can't even. This is absolute garbage so far. So, next upgrade, this again. Last remember you're playing some cold build. Okay, talk games. Let's put it in here. Literally from strength to strength. Rip. And that, like, literally on both of those, we are actually like with the Necrolords, poison resistance to poison resistance, and a horrible one, and with this one, fire resistance to fire resistance with a horrible one. It's literally terrible. Why are you doing this to me, game? This is like literally 2 hours of work for me. And it's absolutely wasted. Okay, next one. See, with this one I can't even use any abilities. We are mostly just punching. Like I said, Conqueror is also always, like, you know. I mean, Conqueror and Warden, you can always use those. It's not... I think the Rune Speaker was probably the most interesting to play. But also the slowest out of all of them, so can't really recommend. Okay, next one. Let's put this in. So then we upgraded one of them each time. Let's see how this actually goes. And then we're gonna try them on. We're actually gonna try them on. Yes, you can see, by the way, I've always spent energy. Like attribute points for energy to get around 750, 800. Literally, all of the reason is otherwise it would have been too annoying to play it. Okay.
Excellent. Let's begin at once. Let my hammer strike.
Stun resistance. Energy. Did we get stun resistance and energy on this one? Oh man. Oh god, no. My god, game, you're shit. Ah, god. Okay, 3 rips. So this is 6 rips in a row. Complete and utter garbage on 6 upgrades in a row. I don't even feel like I should recommend this. Just forget we have played this. Maybe I should just use another item. But yeah, now we are gonna test those. We are gonna test this Abestos. Testos the Abestos with the upgraded items now. See where we are gonna end up, what we are gonna need. I don't feel this is this has gotten me literally anything. Like, maybe for the moment I'm actually gonna keep the poison resistance literally for only the reason of, hey, it's poison resistance. It's gonna fill out one of the spots. Like I said, the original idea is that we are gonna get 80% resistances. And we would need like one upgrade in pierce resistance, but with like 40%. What we have gotten now is literally 2 times 20%, 1 times 19, and 1 times 21. So I really feel bamboozled by the game. Okay, basically, yeah. Let's go to Corinth. Actually, I should go to Asgard. Anything, didn't even notice the guy who upgrades. Yeah, no, I have literally, before this character, I have not upgraded any item yet either. But because this is a solo self-found deathless run, and we have spent literally over 10 days on it, I feel like, yes, I want to finish this. I want to get this to the end. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. And everything loads so slow. Come on, game. Okay, so basically, yeah, basically this is what I'm gonna get with the items now. So we do have, yeah, minus 11. So we need overdose. Well, I mean, like I said, right now with my poison resistance, with my 91%, we would at least exactly get 80% now. So the poison resistance on this one does not matter. And like I said, the other thing, like slow resistance, I mean, that is it is fine. It gives me more slow resistance, and you know, for the secondary numbers, skill disruption would be even more important, but whatever. So I'm overstacking with this now. Then this one, the Deimos, would be another one to actually put on. Gets me at least more offensive ability than the defensive. It's a little bit stupid, don't worry about it. So this would be another one to upgrade. So I'm still missing 1% on my poison resistance now. Very sad. And like I said, lightning resistance is another one where we just don't have it yet. But yeah, what else did I get? Fire resistance. So with this one, I'm already so far beyond any fire resistance that I need. So amazing that I got 20% fire resistance here and the 21 strength. Amazing game. And with this one, we got the stun resistance, which obviously I don't need either. And yeah, the other upgrade with this one is this one. So like I do need a little bit fire with this, obviously, but not an upgrade. And then with this one, like I said, lightning resistance, if we get 40% on this, amazing. And then, well, like with this one, I have elemental resistance on top of it. So then we need just pierce resistance and 1% more in poison to get to the 80%. But okay, like with this one, we can also play around with the numbers, right? So it's okay for now. It's calm down. It's okay. Like I said, with this one, we actually rolled cold resistance and Mammoth. So that is really, really good. That's what we kind of want on every item. With this one, we are just losing so much health. So I need to roll a second Mammoth, basically, or I need to find one, for example, like the Nautilus armor, or the Gigantes, which has pierce resistance and whatnot, with a Mammoth. and a veterans on top of it. We are never gonna get it. Even though I have literally one piece that I saw. I have one piece which actually rolled with veterans of Mammoth. Basically, we want to find it with every item. But yeah. Okay, well, whatever. With this one, we would just need, well, like I said, better that. Bleeding. We could get better bleeding as well. So getting that to 80% would be fine. And with this one, I would have a little bit more life. So with this one, I could actually get to my 10k still with points. So I don't particularly need a mouth with this one. It's not so horrible. But with this one, I do have, you know, all skills that I don't have with it. So... And yeah, with this one, defensive ability is a little bit sad, but hey, we are balanced now. With this one, I really like the offensive ability because sometimes with the end monsters, I'm still missing a little bit. And obviously with this one, I have my dream with like a still +4 to the spirit mastery. And the offensive ability then lets me hit all of the monsters. And I even have a little bit more physical damage on top of it. But like I said, upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. So we need better upgrades with this because right now as it is, that is just not fine. Like I said, we get this one. We at least get relatively close to the 80% with this one. We need just pierce resistance. This one we need just literally whatever. And, you know, like 1% either from this or from this one. So it really doesn't matter. Or this one. And so, yeah. Lightning resistance, really just about 20%. With 20%, I'm at 67. And then, like I said, I have 13% elemental resistance with this one that I could put on. I would be at 80%. So that's not a huge thing. And we have literally taken lightning resistance out from those two. So maybe I should have kept it on one until we get a better one with something else. But with the rest, it rolled so shit, I actually thought, okay, you know what, I can get something better. But maybe. Let's see. Let's see when the gambling actually has something better for me. Again, this one. Like I said, with this one, it's just a little bit of a numbers play. So don't take it too serious. And we could also get it, like I said, with the monster infrequence. So, first 3. So next is the Templar. That we are gonna get an upgrade. And so, do we now want to get another 1 upgrade on every one of the items? Or like on the last 3 items? Or do we want to actually create a good item and actually use 3 upgrades on the same item until we are actually getting something good? No, well, I mean, depending on what you need, if it fits in there, like I said, with the Stonebinder cuffs +3 to all skills is amazing. But if you do find the modifiers for it, and otherwise, like I said, something with the Nautilus armor, what we have been looking for specifically would be something like Porphyrians or Alconius that actually has you know, the torso piece with this one, with the Mammoth and, you know, a resistance on top of that, like for example poison then that I need, or lightning or whatever, or armor protection even. With a monster infrequent, if you find it together, but that is so super rare, you're probably not gonna find it. Like even those items I'm keeping, it is so super rare, I have just not found it even after days and days of farming. Like I've already lost all of my viewers again, even though I had some beforehand with Titan Quest, but now I then actually said, hey, I want to actually farm the best items on that character, and I literally lost my viewers with that already, because my viewers said, I'm not interested in watching you do the same content over and over again, even though I like Titan Quest, because you're just too boring when you're doing this. It does not feel good, but, you know, whatever. So, with this one... So, what are we gonna do? One upgrade per 3 items? Per each item? or 3 upgrades on one of those items. Which way around are we gonna go? Like I said, I'm shooting for perfect anyways, so well, no, not completely perfect, but at least so that we're getting to the 80% of all resistances, right? You decide. Literally, you're in best company with that. There's literally what is said every single time on my channel. So with this one, I'm still debating on whether I want to use the Death Mask of Agamemnon on top of that, but I kind of really don't. So I think this one annoys me the most right now. So I'm actually going to upgrade this one. And then we're going to actually look for one item upgrade. So Darklands. So I'm just gonna focus on the Plate of Titatis unless or until we're gonna get something good. And like I said, the best that we could get right now would be Veterans of Mammoth, or like literally the same as you're looking for everything else as the best items, but basically what you're looking for most of the times, it's just, you know, what is fitting in with what I need. So yeah. Let's begin and let's end. My one upgrade. I mean, it's like opening. It's like unpacking something that could be really amazing, but it is so often so shit. Like literally by now I have out of 9 upgrades, 10 upgrades, I have gotten 2 good items. Those are great, but whatever. So with this one I got armor. And I got dexterity. Wow. Holy shit, this is the worst so far. This is... okay, next one. Another rip. This is literally the worst one so far. Extra armor and dexterity. I literally can't do anything with it. And it even rolled with horrible numbers. Absolutely horrible numbers. So 5, like I said, that is the one where I get my meat of Valhalla. So we literally only have 2 item upgrades left. And I have not gotten one single upgrade so far. out of 4 upgrades, I have not gotten a single upgrade. It is, well, I mean, at least it would get me over my 1000 armor. That's... But I'm literally already taking that, so... Oh my fucking lord. Anyways. For that... What were you? My runesmith, yes. So this one I felt was the slowest one. Even though it had relatively nice... It had relatively nice movement speed, like I said, with this one plus 100%, with this one plus 300. But it just does not work well with the Seal of Fate. This one you upgrade fully the Unyielding Phalanx, because for some reason the Unyielding Phalanx is also lower cooldown than the Colossus form. So we want to upgrade this for the damage. But otherwise, the boss damage is just not that good. So it feels like you are losing like 2 minutes on the boss fights that you're not gonna get in with the extra movement speed. So, like I said, so far the Warden actually felt the best. And then again, we are just... By the way, this one can actually work with punching, which is kind of interesting. And then, like I said, we are always gonna end up at around 40 to 60,000. Okay. Oh, extra armor protection and fire resistance. I mean, it has armor protection. It's like a half rip. At least I got back to my 30% defensive ability. But why did it roll with fire resistance again? We even in the beginning we had like a 100% pierce resistance with this one as well. It's just so it's like a half rip. Wow, is this shit? I mean, I kind of get it, but should I keep this? Should I keep it for just the armor protection? Like I said, the fire I just don't need.
Preserving everything, even grapes.
Should I go to another item? I mean, at least it rolled with some defensive ability. Oh well. Whatever. Nah, I'm gonna get sick of this otherwise. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade this one. I'm just getting sick of it otherwise. So no. I need to upgrade something else. But hey, I did it. I did it for the stream. I did it on the stream. I did it with the stream. What more could I want out of this? I sacrificed myself for you guys. I sacrificed my last happiness. It feels fucking terrible. I really need to move on from this game. It's just gonna get me crazy.
You really managed to find some.
Also with my 0 viewer gain.
Let's begin at
Okay.
Let my hammer strike.
Pierce resistance, 16% is absolutely shit. But okay. And it rolled with pierce retaliation. So, I mean, it got pierce resistance. So, I mean, it's a half rip, but... and it got 16%. Yeah, it really feels like it can only roll with the worst modifiers. Like, normally there shouldn't be a difference with what it can roll with. In terms of resistances. So I'm really not quite sure why those numbers are so low. Why we are getting like 20%, 16%. Is that really like, oh, you can only get the normal modifiers on this? Hey, this feels absolutely terrible. All of the upgrades felt terrible. Like even in just, oh, we are not getting the right numbers. Even in the numbers that we did get, it felt absolutely terrible. So it felt like we only get like normal item upgrade numbers. When I have looked this up on the internet. Okay, well, maybe they are just wrong again with it. But okay. But yeah, this is absolutely terrible. That we only got normal upgrades from this one. So, like I said, normally it should be that when you upgrade an item in any difficulty, you still actually do get an upgrade from all of the difficulties. Like everything can roll. So it should not be that I'm only getting normal upgrades on the normal one. But it really feels like it. Like 11 armor protection. Like I could get up to like 24% with this. And like I said, resistances. I could get up to like 40, 50% if I get the right one. So then with this one I get 17%, and with this one I get 16%, and with this one I get 20%. I just don't. I don't know. And like I said, beforehand we already had 20 and 20 and like, I mean, we even got the 20% from the higher level upgrades. Or well, from at least an epic as well. But those could have then rolled low. So I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure with this. Anyways. So which way? This one? Do we have all of the items? Yes. Okay, so I can then go with putting into the next one, and then so yeah, like I said, now let's just look again. Let's just look again if it actually did something for us, if I got some resistance. But I mean, like I said, we at least got a little bit of extra pierce resistance, so that is what I wanted. But it rolled with so low of pierce resistance that I just can't be happy with it. But I guess in that sense it's only a half rip. But hey, for the amount of time that we spent getting 7 characters through Act 5, each it is like 50 minutes that we need to get to the upgrade. And hey Ted, how are you doing, dude? So you just missed the most interesting part. I actually showed off speedrunning to the upgrade in normal. And or maybe the game is punishing me for, like, this game is very weird in some ways. Maybe it is actually punishing me for not getting all of the items legit. Maybe that is a thing. That I only got the normal upgrades because I have literally not gotten all of the items legit on the characters that I then took them with. But I doubt that this is how it works. It literally should not. I've never heard that it would. So I find this very, very sad. we just had very bad luck, I hope. Like, I actually hope that we had bad luck, because otherwise I'm feeling utterly defeated with it. And then, like I said, around here, Nautilus armor, if we would get it, then we would take it. We would look for it with veterans and Mammoth. Like, with veterans, you could actually theoretically get to like 35%, and then you could actually upgrade this with an item that gives you 20% chance for 100% physical resistance, which then obviously does not correlate with the other numbers so well, but theoretically just in the number that is being shown here, with just one item you could get 55%. So you get oh no, wait, you can get 60%. You can get no, wait. 23% is the highest that I've seen. Yeah, so 23% and then 15% physical resistance, or 14% that I've seen. Which one is the highest physical that I've seen? I think 14%. So you get 37. So you get 57% physical resistance from just the torso. If you do get the right one. But like I said, that is so goddamn difficult. So I would not even look to actually get it. Cheating if I make a copy saved game before use the upgrade on legendary, just make upgraded many as won't use save game. I saved the game. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously it is cheating, yes. Like, I'm only using the game mechanics that the game actually gives me, but like I said, the game only gives me shit. Like, the last 8 upgrades have all been horrible. Like, okay, so right now we at least do have our pierce with this one, But like I said, as long as I do have this one in here, and the moment I take this out, then we are, well, I mean, we are kind of close. We're kind of close. So with this one, I would actually get my 80%, and then we are just at the pierce resistance. Like I said, if we actually rolled 18% on this, we would have 80% in all of the primary resistances. God fucking damn it. just 2% more and I would have actually gotten it. That's pretty damn sad. Okay, well, I mean, whatever. It's okay. But like I said, poison resistance. I've already got the 91%. I literally don't need the poison resistance here. With this one now, I at least have some defensive ability. So I guess I'm gonna take one of my other Toitatis blades that I have. And yeah, I guess it could roll with even lower pierce resistance, so good enough. And yeah, with this one, I mean, at least with this one, I have my 500 armor still, because it has now the armor protection. So instead of actually having to equip this one with the other 34%, like obviously, as you can see, this one now gets me to over 650 on everything. It would feel better, quite frankly, but I would not get to the resistances with this one. And yeah, my defensive ability, I mean, it is okay now. But like I said, I would then also want the Deimos. For at least the Deimos, we can, like, this is gonna be my next upgrade. And then we can see if we are gonna get a useful upgrade. But Ted, do you know? No, it is not. Do you know if, because like I said, I've only gotten with, like, you know, making my accomplished hero, getting to the normal upgrade, would I actually only get normal upgrades from it? Because like everything that we have gotten, 17% poison resistance, 16 pierce, 11 armor protection, 20 fire resistance. All of that is normal upgrades. Those are not legendary or epic upgrades. Can I literally not get epic and legendary upgrades from the normal upgrade system? Because I've specifically seen it otherwise. Every upgrade that you get should get you the whole array of all of the upgrades possible. Yeah, like I said, I have looked it up, and it has told me that you should get the full template of all of the upgrades possible. And yet, what we have gotten is only shit. Like literally the last 8 upgrades, only shit. No, the last 9 upgrades. Yeah, like 3 times we have already done this, and now I've gotten it another 6 times. So the last 9 upgrades, all of them terrible. Well, so like I said, with this one I already have this together, so it's like literally the pierce resistance literally just doesn't matter. So like it's with this one I would have needed 11% more. So 11% would have been 27. Yeah, like literally with just 27 we would have gotten our 80% resistance there. Just roll with something better. It's like, so basically now we would have to get another pierce upgrade with this one, because like this one has such a low number on the, well, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a half rip, I called it, because, you know. Also, by the way, in this one, all of the helmets are looking to the left. All of the helmets that you are gonna get are looking to the right. I don't know why that is. Like, you know, those are always looking to the left. So kind of like it is shown in the picture. Those are all looking to the right. The helmets, they are all to the left. And the actual picture is showing to the right. But yeah, like I said, what I actually would need is a Mammoth on this. So, you know, this is, by the way, much better than what I had before, and it's literally the Totatus that is the only one that actually looks, that looks specifically ugly. Like, you know, it's looking, it's looking a little bit stupid. Like, you know, if I had this one on, then it's actually not a horrible set. It is a really boring set because, you know, on Titan Quest, they have just not gotten particle effects on most of the stuff, which would have been a huge upgrade that they would have needed to do. Add particle effects to all of the legendary items and add sound effects to them. Like, I'm not... You know, those are all so boring. And then there's novelty items like Mjolnir, for example, which actually do have a special sound effect to it. Yeah, there's... Yeah, I've not gotten one of the novelty items. But there is some that can actually get that, right? So yeah. So yeah, so far out of 15 upgrades that we have done, like I said, right? 2 on this one, 2 on this, no, 1 on this one, 3 on this one, 6, and then 9 upgrades. So yeah, on 15 upgrades, so far I've gotten the spear, which, you know, did not even roll with the best ones, but I like the upgrades that it got, and with the Athena's Battle Greaves. So out of 15 upgrades, we have gotten 2. Well, and then with this one, lightning and dexterity. Those are also not good. But hey, I like the lightning, so. And yeah, like with this one, so basically I need one more lightning upgrade with this one. Unfortunately, bleeding, like I said, bleeding, I'm kind of overstacking with all of the stuff I have. Like I just don't need any more bleeding. It's a little bit stupid. But yeah, like now it is. I can't even get to the 10k life with this one anymore, which is pretty damn sad. So at least if we would roll like an immortality on something, or at least if I would get something better on this one with the immortality, like I said, I want to actually, and 1860, I want to actually get to the 10k life again, because that is like the big goal of this. Get my resistances up while I have 10k life. So yeah, just about that. It's okay. It's fine. Just needs, like, you know, with this one also with the cold, if I just get better modifiers on this, like with this one 21, I guess I could go up to like 24. See, the problem with this is there's a huge spread. The bigger the number is, like for example with this one you have like 90 pierce resistance that it revolves around on the plate of Totatus. So you are gonna get huge spreads from like over 100 pierce resistance to like lower than 60, right? With this one, yeah, 68. So like you can see that there's a 20% spread in this because it's a huge number. But when you then on the other side get something like here 23% poison resistance, then it kind of revolves around the 20%. So the best you're gonna get is like, oh, I'm gonna get 27 poison resistance with a good modifier, like the best modifier that I can get on this. So yeah, I could get that one last % in poison resistance out of it, or out of this one, like I said. Like, I mean, like I said, right now we do have a poison resistance on this. So like 1%. So I need like this one with 1% more, and then with a little bit more PS resistance or another modifier on this. Like at least we are gonna get close, but we don't have it yet, and there's no second thing. Like with this one, yes, I've gotten my extra armor stats, so like the armor that I have now is pretty brutal. But like I said, we would want like an immortality or whatever. That could get me something good in this. And like I said, fire resistance on this one is absolutely wasted. Slow resistance, I mean, I can use it. It's not terrible, but And then with this one, like piercing retaliation. I don't know what to do with it. So yeah. It's an upgrade. It's just not good. So I guess I'm gonna store those here right now and have the Plate of Titatis here. Yeah. Okay. Good enough. So, like I said, the other one thing, I don't have any physical resistance. Oh, right. Still. Stupid. Get me my other shield. There we go. Okay. So yeah. Do I have a second one for those? I mean, I've literally found all of those multiple times, right? We have like 2 Visor of the Shadow Lords, 3 Gauntlets of the Necrolords, multiple Daimos as well, and we have like 4 Plate of Titatis. So I'm gonna find multiple of those. So right now, then I'm not gonna upgrade the items again. I'm gonna keep this, and then just, okay, I'm gonna have the Daimos that I'm gonna upgrade, and I have the second Plate of Titatis now. And yes, I have played Path of Exile. We have literally streamed Path of Exile. We have streamed the leak start of it. I would need to make a second build in this as well, but, you know. My first experience. So what do you actually think of that then? Like, in the beginning, I find Path of Exile rather frustrating. But since you're rather lax with it, you're gonna take a build path from another player. So, like in Path of Exile, as a new player, you kind of want to take a build from someone else and just follow it stupidly. Unless you are actually... Yeah, it is very much that, yes. Which I feel like is very much a strength, since we don't have a Diablo anymore. We have Diablo 3. Well, oh, he even followed me in here. I actually thought it was not possible. And like I said, around here I would farm the Diablos, the Nautilus armor. Diablos for Monster Hunter. Also would be another thing. Playing Monster Hunter again. But I have somehow... I don't want to play Monster Hunter World. I don't know why. I loved the series for so long, but Monster Hunter World is just not keeping me motivated. And then, like I said, around here, I showed it off beforehand. So around here, going down there, there's some few more. Then here you have a chest. This could be a majestic chest. And basically around here you can just get Tinkerer stuff. But outside of the temple I've not gotten any Nautilus armor, so farming this stuff is kind of pointless for the most stuff. But when you get a Tinkerers with like a good modifier on it. And around here, like I said, you do want to actually get rid of the Necromancers or of the Aquamancers, because they can take away my buffs. And yeah, again, Tinkerer, but with nothing else on it, so it's kind of pointless. It is nice to find a Tinkerer item. They are relatively rare, I wanna say. So it's nice to have them, but as long as you don't find a good modifier on top of it, and it can't occur on anything else, like on monster infrequent items, so you just don't actually use it. Most of the stuff, like, you know, if it is not on the head armor, it feels like kind of pointless to find Tinkerer items as well. Now I played just for fun. It will start seriously, read a few guides, make my own build. I don't copy paste. I don't understand why I make it like that. Yeah, no, I have all of my builds are also solo self-found, and you know, I'm not following any guides ever. I'm most often doing something that people say like, oh, don't do this, this sucks. And I actually want to play that. And sometimes I even have fun with those builds for a great time. The thing is, it is a very long game. And unfortunately, when you are not playing by a standard build or by someone else's guide, you can kind of forget about actually tackling the end game, like the real end game. Like, you know, for me, it is good enough that I'm getting most of it, and I'm getting to, like, you know, I'm getting to the end mobs, like to the highest level items, and in that regard, I kind of have the end game, but I can't beat the final bosses, for example, ever, because I don't follow a build path, and there's basically no way for you, unless you're, you know, playing forever, that you're gonna find a build that can really just carry you to the end part, or you're literally gonna take something box standard, like yeah, okay, well, I'm just gonna build full tank and then just like I said, most of the times then you're gonna read up from someone else what they have built for a full tank or whatever, and then just it is impressive for the people that can actually you know, but yeah, most of the stuff feels rather samey at some point, unfortunately, as well. Although in Path of Exile there is the most freedom, like which, you know, it's in the same way amazing, the best selling factor for it, and the worst thing about it. Like in Path of Exile, you're gonna find the most freedom to build whatever you want, and it actually works together. There's so many of the unique items. They are basically built. The unique items are built in order to give you the freedom to change how builds work, right? So that is all amazing, and you're gonna find so many different builds that, you know, that become viable because of blah blah blah. Hey, we actually found a mammoth. But not the one that we wanted. So this one is just with mammoth again. So again, like I said, basically useless. If we found this one, or we can't find this one with the Tinkerer, because, like I said, it already has mammoth on it. It has a little bit more life, but you know, it did not get a modifier on it. So it is nice to find it, but meh. Still, I could, for example, use this right now because, hey, 600 requirement and level 39. So you could actually use this for an accomplished hero that you make. And then, hey, I actually have a good mammoth here. So that is how you would actually take out the items for farming the upgrades when you're making an, you know, like my mule characters, where I then just run to the first legendary item upgrade, right? To get some ideas from guides. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I want to know what is possible, so I'm looking at other people's builds and I'm going like, oh, this actually looks super fun. And then I don't want to know the numbers. I don't know how you did it. I just want to get to something that feels similar, and then I'll figure it out from there. Right. Yeah. Goodbye, Ted. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, like I said, this is basically my last Titan Quest stream, right? That I really want to do as a full Titan Quest stream, because, as you can see, it's just not interesting. Unfortunately. Triton's praises. No, sure. So yeah, I actually want to go on. Have a good one, dude. I want to go on and play a little bit of Titan Quest, sure, but for the most part we are gonna play or we want to go over and try to then go into other games and then maybe go over to Titan Quest or start out with Titan Quest and then play something else. You know, split it in like 1.5 hour, 2 hour streams from there. Yeah, basically you have no chance in PoE. Exactly. I mean, I'm also not a good player, but like that, when you're not looking up stuff, hey, I mean, 21% rolled with immortality and has lightning resistance. It's not terrible. It still costs me, you know, 1,000 life. But yeah, this is not a terrible find. Like I said, what we would want to find is a Nautilus harness with, like, same again, veterans and Mammoth. But anything Nautilus with Mammoth would actually be amazing. So yeah, with this one I would actually get to some resistances here, right? And I would even get my lightning up because we actually found something with this. So this is actually a fine one. This is not a horrible find. Like I said, they can go up to like 23% or they can go down to 19%. But yeah, with 500 life, it rolled with immortality and resistant with the lightning resistance. So it has 2 modifiers on it. I can use both of those modifiers. And like I said, 21% physical resistance. It's what is missing from my build. It's a pretty good find. I have also farmed this for like 4 hours now to find this, so. But hey, it is possible to find 2 modifiers on the monster infrequent, right? So the next one I'm shooting for is just off the Mammoth again. And then hoping that it has a resistance on top of it that I can use. So something else than fire resistance. But yeah, like, I mean, hey, at least we got something out of the stream today. Just busy the last few weeks. Each some of the Diabloids will be happy if you start PoE. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have already played Path of Exile for this league. We have streamed it for 1 week. And I've made a character that we got to like the tier 5 maps, so relatively early on. I'm not quite sure if right now I want to start another ARPG. Like I said, we have played this for so long now. And as you can see, like there's not many viewers around with this. Even when I'm just grinding Titan quests each time. Kind of pointless. And like I said, Aquamancers, you kind of want to take them out before they can actually cast their spells, which I'm doing a horrible job with. And hey, another one of those. Like a monster infrequency, you're gonna find a lot of monster infrequency here, but what should I do with all of this energy? There's just nothing that you can actually use energy for, right? So what am I gonna find like off the Mammoth with this one? No, I'm really happy about this one though. Like it's actually a fun find. Also the Fimbulwinter cloak that we found. Let me do TQ. Okay, sure, why not? If that's what you want. Welcome back, Bottle. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely let you do TQ because we have now gotten, of course you went away so you didn't see anything of it, but I have gone and did 6 item upgrades. And I mean, we got 2 modifiers that I can somewhat use out of it. But obviously 2 modifiers that I can kind of use out of 6 upgrades is... There's not one that I actually say, oh yeah, this one. This one is rolling at least like halfway perfectly. No, there's not even a halfway perfect. It's literally just... Okay, so I guess this is a little bit of something in 1 out of the 2 upgrades that it gets, but Yeah. But hey, it's not terrible. Upgrades are upgrades, so I'm just gonna farm them out. And like I said, I've now actually farmed this one out, so it's pretty okay. It's still not a Mammoth, it's still not a Veterans, but it is pretty damn okay. And at least I have proven we've actually gotten 2 Nautilus shells now out of this. And I farmed this less than 10 times, right? So in terms of drop rates for the moment, it actually wasn't terrible. But as you can see, Atlantis runs like ass. Someone has air treasurers. Like I said, for something like that, when there is... And hey, poor. Try mass bosses mod, maybe. I actually don't play with mods, no. Other than, you know, TQ Vault for item space, but... no, I don't cheat my items, and I consider that cheating. I consider any modifications to the game cheating. I'm only playing what the game actually gives me. The only thing about the queue is them actually playing with the TQ Vault, because it is just, well, it is just more convenient to do so. Like all of my items, at least, you know, everything. Like, I mean, I have streamed this all on stream, or yeah, basically all of it. So you know that all of my items are completely 100% real and actually played for, right? So there's the argument that other people make about, yeah, but with the multiple mods, you're still having to actually play it, and obviously it's a higher difficulty. I can understand it that for other people they are actually fine with it. For me, I consider it to be like, oh yeah, well, there's just so many more monsters. It is why are you gonna do it? Because it speeds up the process. But hey, it speeds up the process. If I make just, you know, if it was possible, because Titan Quest is not running very well on it, but if I just make 1000 times the monsters, well, then I'm gonna get my items in one run. That's amazing. That's not what the game actually intended to be, right? So I consider it an unfair modifications, because, like, you know, I have to load in, I have to actually grind it out, I have to find the best spot for grinding it, because, like I said, if I have times 10 on bosses and whatnot, for me it just does not work, because, like, I would not I would not be playing it if I knew, oh, this is each time when I'm going into the 10 times bosses, there's a good chance that I can't actually even do it. No, I'm only going in with a character that does not take any damage anyways. So if there is like 5 times the monsters, or 10 times, or 15 times the monsters, I don't have to care about it. It's all gonna be the same, right? So then it's literally just what the game did not intend. By giving you basically, oh yeah, you're just gonna be running and get your items together. No, the game wants it to actually be a grind every time. Of course, it is you know, it's not convenient, and in terms of like, you obviously have to trust everyone constantly, right? Like, they are gonna tell you, no, my items are legit, and then they mean like, oh no, I legit farmed for them in the X-Max. Like I said, for me the standard is, you know, just for myself, really, because, you know, other people just don't give a fuck about fairness. They just want the best items every time. It's okay, I can understand it, but for me personally, like, just so that I know, oh, I have played this. I have played this myself. I have done this myself. I can be proud of it. But, you know, and yeah, again, this Acromancer actually took off my buffs, right? So, very annoying. We want to actually kill the Acromancers. At least I got to show that off on the stream now as well. because beforehand they just did not do it. I was so efficient at killing the Acromancers, but yeah, when you're actually running around into all of those monsters here, they can be a little bit challenging for some builds. And when they are actually taking off my buffs, like the Warlords or the Liches, then it is even for me getting kind of close. Like once they actually already triggered, although it was very weird, but once they actually triggered my Death Ward already. So yeah, Acromancers, before they actually take off your buffs, which in this game is just horrible. Like, there's not much thought that went into this. You can unfortunately say that. Which in Grim Dawn is a little bit, like, I don't like Grim Dawn the same, but it is thought out more resistances in it. With this one, that it is on the same number, Life Leech and Energy Leech resistance, or Life Leech and the Vitality resistance in this, and those are two different modifiers. And then with this one, Skill Disruption does not actually prevent your skills from getting interrupted, and when it interrupts an aura, the aura is just taking off, it doesn't refresh itself, so you have to press it again. And there's no hotkey button for it. So, like I said, I could have 80% in this and my buffs would still get taken off. And the other one in slow resistance, even if I get more slow resistance, and I could get like 45% or 43%, yeah. And hey, then we would have, with this one, we would have our 27%, and then we're getting to 70%. Still not 80. But even if I get more, it just reduces the duration of speed reductions on the player. It does not reduce the actual speed reductions. Which is just, come on, game. Like, in my mind, slow resistance should actually be, hey, I am resistant to slows. I am only taking so much of the slow. But, yeah. And again, I can't tell with those small monsters if they are actually wearing the crustacean armor or if they are wearing the Nautilus armor, so I have to kill every one of them. I mean, it's like opening packages, right? But it's just what you have to do. They are not dangerous either. Like, yes, they do hit hard per attack, but, you know, they're not having some ultra combo that is actually gonna kill you or be close to killing you. You just have to wait for it every time. Hey. Did you get Avatar of Thanatos achievement on stream? I don't think I got it on stream. What does Windows need an upgrade again? Let me see. Library. So the last one we have on Sisyphus Go Home, which is have a character reach level 75, and we only unlock this on the stream on level 80. So I guess what it actually did is that now, obviously it gets adjusted, and the actual experience that you need to reach level 75 is now reaching level 80. So like this one is not correct anymore. But yeah, in terms of achievements, have I gotten Avatar of Thanatos? Nope. Nope, I don't have it. I don't even have it yet. We are literally 15,000 off. So I guess that is what I would actually play Titan Quest for then in the end. So yeah, I guess yeah, this one I could actually reach. Finish all 3 difficulties in less than 20 hours playtime. Burn on energy, like, you know. But those are actually fine. What is really annoying me is like, beat the legendary difficulty with a warfare, beat the level. I find it more interesting. Yeah, Defeat Tartarus in Epic, difficulty in Legendary, so that one is probably then the last one for my character to actually get this one. I know I've already done Tartarus on normal difficulty and I've not gotten the upgrade for this one. So whatever. There's just some stuff that is fucky with this one. But yeah. Loop. What is nice about that? I should have long gotten it. Like I have literally less playtime on this with the Steam edition than I have than I had with the CD version, right? So all of the playtime that I had on Titan Quest with the CD version, and you know, obviously beating the game with defense characters and shit already, that has just not been carried over, so I don't have the achievements. But yeah, that is why, you know, why I actually farmed for the item upgrades. That is what we did today. That is what I actually showed off. With the item upgrades, I would be looking for actually getting the last item upgrades and getting all of the resistances and actually preparing for the end game then, or for the end times. Come on. See, another veterans. And it is another Tinkerer again. And yeah, again, it's like one of those assholes, because I don't have the items equipped yet, is taking off my energy somewhere. Was it this one? No. Can you please let me attack monsters? Thanks. That one. The last one. Literally the last one. Is it? Is it really? I mean, how many do I have on this character? On this character we alone have... wait. On this alone we have 150,000. So I need... well... I need a little bit more than 30 days of playtime for this. For the achievement, 150k to go. Okay, yeah, that's also nice. We do with the reflection. I hate reflection, but you know, it actually worked. Actually, I mean, there's actually some nice, like, a reflection in Titan Quest is actually really nice though. I hate the playstyle. I never like to play reflect builds, especially because of something like Grim Dawn, where it just burned me. But in terms of reflect mechanics, Titan Quest actually has some pretty good stuff going for it. Like I said, with me, leeching life, for example, is... I can show this off. Just let me get through this. Like I said, we are still looking for our Nautilus with the Mammoth. I'm not gonna... Okay, I'm gonna stop. We have said the same thing with the Gigantes and with the Stonebinder cuffs and only thing that I legit want to still farm is the Agamemnon's Death Mask. I want to farm that on this character still. I mean, at least the crustaceans, like those Krablins, they actually do have a lot of drops, I feel. Or it's not horrible, the drop rates. Okay, so Olympus, let me show off my reflect. So I have the aura, the Torrents of Empathy, which reflects 77% of the damage, and with the mastery I have a reduction to vitality and life leech. And so when you actually look at my life here, I can run through this and basically regenerate my life without having to actually you know, without actually having to heal as long as they are leeching. So like when a Limos is actually leeching life from me, it is actually a good thing for me because it saves me the time, or it saves me the potion. Because I'm reflecting the life leech back to them. And then obviously with this one I have life leech on my weapon, and I do have the conversion. And it's gone. Yeah, so this is literally how we are gonna end all of our Titan Quest streams, always, because Titan Quest is not good to be played for more than 4 hours, and we have played for 3 hours now. Titan Quest always change. Anyways, yeah, I mean, if I wanted to start up Titan Quest again, I will have to wait for my Steam to synchronize. When Titan Quest Force closes itself, it also closes Steam, but you have to wait for it because, like I said, it just crashes Steam. Then I have to start Steam again, and then when I want to get into Titan Quest again, we are gonna have an internet disconnect. That's just Titan Quest. So yeah, that is what would actually happen. So I'm not gonna do this. We have a good end time. I actually wanted to, literally just farm Typhon because it only needs 10 seconds. But we can't even do that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, in terms of upgrades, we got 19% poison and 16% pierce and 11% armor. Just don't sync Steam with Titan Quest. How did I do that? What does that mean?